Hi Pisces, welcome back and welcome to another reading. This will be your general reading for December 2023 for those of you who have a Pisces sun, moon, or rising. And if you don't have one of those placements and it's a title or the thumbnail that led you to click onto this video, as we always say, stick around, there may be something here for you. If you'd like to support this channel, you may do so by liking the video, subscribing, watching an ad or two when it comes up, or by donating via PayPal, the link to which is on the About page of the channel. All donations are greatly appreciated. Let's get into your read. How have you been? I'm hearing Shaka Khan. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I cast a spell. Let's see what's going on for you, shall we? With this video being released so late in December, and it being your December reading, we're kind of talking about the month in retrospect. We're talking about the things that have transpired. But the thing that I've noticed about my reads is that they tend to mature. You actually encounter the energy in about 1 to 2 months after the video is released. So even though you're seeing this at the end of December and we're talking about December in retrospect, we are still at the same time talking about what's to come. And we got the Tower card and the Justice card to start. Now, I know this looks dire, but to me this looks good. And just allow me a moment to explain why that is. I think that you are undergoing a wide-scale change or shift in your life. And I think that for all of you, that's showing up in different forms. There could be things that are changing in your appearance. You're changing in terms of your drive, the way you approach life. What you bring to the table is something that's evolving. There's just something about your nature, something about your energy field that is evolving, that's shifting, and you're coming into alignment. That alignment for you, that shift that we're talking about, has to do with who you are today versus who you have the potential to become. And I don't think there's anyone that can really push you to change. I don't think that there's anyone who can really push you or make you do anything that you want to do. It's the kind of thing that you need to do in your own time. And there's one set of you who are evolving, who are changing in a beautiful way. And I think that your conviction is so strong. Your determination is so apparent. that I think that you are seeing some tangible results, and it's coming about extremely fast. And this is the way that it's being perceived by other people. It's incomprehensible to them how you're able to just switch gears as quickly as you are, as quickly as you do. You look different, your face looks different, your bone structure looks different. And you could be exercising more, you could be dieting. This change that you have, it could be, we're gonna keep it 100, it could be for better or for worse. You are looking healthier. I'm seeing like a chiseled jawline, very beautiful features. You've always been beautiful, you've always been attractive. And that's one way that it's translating for some of you. This is also something that Libras have, that Venusian energy. With the Justice card there's an emphasis here on beauty, you tapping into this kind of allure that you have. And there's another set who appear to be a bit strung out. And it's because you're under construction. So there are some of you that are on the other side of that, and others of you who are undergoing it. And those of you who are undergoing that change, don't mistake me or misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're unattractive. I'm not saying that you're ugly. I'm saying that you're becoming. And things always look a bit worse before they begin to look better. And that's true with a lot of different things, not just your appearance. This could be about your life. This could be about your decision-making process. This could be about your prospects, the things you've been working on, the things you've been trying to develop. And you may find yourself in the thick of it. And what lies beyond is something quite beautiful that you'll only be able to get to if you stay the course. If you stay 10 toes down and you continue to do the work. It's okay if you start small. What you're practicing is discipline. What you're practicing is consistency. What you're practicing is determination. And what you're finding is that version of yourself that has been hidden, that version of yourself that has been forgotten, or that you have been shielding from the world, or that you've lost touch with, and you're finding it once again. It's important that you don't compare yourself to other people and watch what other people are doing. It's important that you look at what you have the potential to produce. It's important that you look at the steps that you need to take, and it's important that you compete with yourself. Soul retrieval is what I'm hearing here. There are pieces of yourself that you need to gather. You have been splintered over the years. You have lost bits and pieces of yourself, and it has in some ways eroded your self-esteem, eroded your sense of self. But you're getting all of that back, God willing. But like we said, it's important that you stay the course. That's the only way that you'll get to restoration, temperance, and the King of Pentacles. That's the only way that you will rebuild and regain what you've lost. One sec. Hi. So we're back to talk about your cards once more. I've organized them, as we've been doing, in a way that makes sense to me, and I hope that it will help you follow along with what I'm seeing here for your December reading. We're going to take it section by section, and we'll start in the top left with the Tower, the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. Pisces, in so many ways, I think that how you've viewed yourself in the past, your perception of what you've been capable of, and how you respond to other people's perception of what you're capable of, is something that has evolved, something that is evolving. You know, you rely less on other people's input, and you identify more with what you can see, with what you have lived, with what you have experienced. And and I think in doing so, you have you found a way to tap something within yourself, and it's not the kind of thing that you really need to defend. So if other people don't get it, you know, it's almost like there isn't enough time for that. And also, I think that other people do get it. So it's like, that's not even our realistic concern. You know, what you're beginning to do is something that, you know, other people have always felt comfortable doing. They're prioritizing themselves. They're thinking the best of themselves and trying to be all that they can be, you know. So some of you may be in the army. And if that's what you want to do with your life, then, you know, that's what you want to do with your life. That's not for everyone. But the point is that, you know, what you want to do is what takes priority here, and I love that for you. And I think that this position that you're in is one where a lot of beautiful things can happen from. Right? There's so many different ways that your life could go. There's so many different improvements that are made naturally because you now are thinking about yourself. It's a beautiful thing. It is okay for you to be selfish from time to time. That's fine. And the point is that you don't need to explain yourself. You just do. And you look great doing it. There's a key in this process, and I think that that's what the next three cards are about. And it's about, you know, looking at the things that didn't work out, looking at the things that you lost, and then understanding why those things didn't work out, understand why these things did not take off, could not be successful, would never be fruitful, would never be worth your effort, worth your time, worth the investment. And for some of these things, I get the impression that they were kind of masquerading as all of those things, or masquerading as a thing that you needed to feel fulfilled, as a thing that you maybe thought you needed. But at the end of the day, it's just so fucking fake, especially if you're dealing with another water sign. And those kind of connections, you really need to be careful. Now, I don't want you to be paranoid to where you don't think that it's impossible for you to have something, that it's impossible for you to find someone who is going to understand you. And that's the thing about water relationships, and they're the kind of bonds, relationships that I think that are the most enriching Why? And I'm not a water sign, so this is an objective opinion. And to me, I think that to have your emotions be understood is something that is very important, and finding it is like finding a needle in a haystack. At times, it's a diamond in the rough. It's very rare. So I think that when you find that and it works out and it's healthy and it's sustainable and it's real, it can be a very beautiful thing. And it becomes problematic when you begin to attach your sense of value and sense of self to it, when it becomes your entire identity. So when you lose the sense of the individual, and you lose yourself, and it's so troublesome because you're not the type to lose yourself. You always know how you feel, right? So, and you always know where your north points. You always know what your truth is, because you trust these feelings that you have so deeply, and your instinct has become so fine-tuned and honed over the years that you know right from wrong, and you know when something could honestly be better, and you know when you don't have the best situation, and you know when you don't have, when you're getting let on. So the challenge is for you to step into your, you need to start feeling yourself. Like, there's no other way for me to say it. And I think that, it's at the point where you've done the work. When you have, okay, let me try to think of a way that I could describe this. I know this is so long-winded, but it's so good. So you, let's say you start a new job, or you start a new hobby, or you start going to the gym consistently. It's that all takes a considerable amount of effort. It takes consistency, it takes input from you. So you find yourself in a position where you have done the work in some area of your life, and you're at the point where, yes, those who humble themselves before the Lord will find themselves exalted, and you've been living by that tenet. Some of you find yourself exalted. It's okay for you to acknowledge your potential. There are so many people who believe in you, so many people who want you to be successful, so many people who are supporting you. And even if they're not saying it in the words that are easily recognizable and identifiable by you, or in words that you think are worthy of your acknowledgement or attention, the things that jump out to you, the truth is that they do see you. And there's so much faith in your ability, and it's such a waste and a shame for you to not see that in yourself. And one of the worst things that you can do is allow yourself to stay in something, allow yourself to perpetuate something that is self-sabotaging to you, that it just fucks up your future, fucks up all of your plans, and makes you go all the way back to square one. And you have no one else to look at but yourself in the mirror, and this kind of cycle wherein which you know that you deserve your better, but you allow yourself to entertain less. Now, I know that might have been a lot to take in. Please trust that it's coming from a good place. And were rooting for you. I feel like Tyra right now. We were all rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. You're Tiffany. Shout out to Tyra and America's Next Top Model. So, what are you changing into next? This next iteration of yourself, this next best step forward that you're about to take. Who's that person? How are they presenting? How do they see the world? What do they want? I think they deserve the chance to shine. I think they deserve the time in the light. I think that version of yourself is worthy of exploring. And I think that the old version of yourself deserves grace. But the way that you would disgrace the old versions of yourself and fall into pits that fuck up your future is to not remember your cycles, to not be able to, analyze your pattern of behavior. And I think that those of you who master this, the next year bodes well for you. I think that you'll find a lot of people interested in you. What they're going to want from you will be different things. Some romantic relationships, some will want to pick your ear. Or, wait, no, pick your brain. That's how that goes. They'll want to bend your ear. What do you think? How do you see things? What are your principles? But you won't have those conversations until you sort your shit out. And capitalize on your strengths, of which there are many. Stand for something. Stand by your opinion. I hope to see you in the next one.